It's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for November 2022. So on November 17th, we have Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information, communication, moving out of Scorpio energy and following Venus into Sagittarius energy. So it has been quite a time in the Scorpio energy. Of course, we were deep diving, doing a deep probe within our psyche to really kind of unearth a lot of truth, a lot of the shadow elements within ourselves, and really kind of show that darkness a little bit of light. We were in detective mode in Scorpio energy, really kind of peeling back the layers, the false facade, the lies, the betrayals of our existence in order to get in alignment with this new version of ourselves, this new raw, authentic version of ourselves. Of course, our communication was very probing because we want to get to the bottom of the truth in ourselves and in our relationships. Of course, our thinking was a little bit paranoid, a little bit dark, a little bit obsessed in that Scorpio energy. And overall, our ideas were kind of blocked. We had tunnel vision. We wanted answers instead of coming up with new ideas and new paths. And because that Scorpio energy is very intuitive, very much the alchemist of the zodiac, our intuition was leading us and blending its energies together with the intellect, giving us a bigger, broader view, a little bit more of a deeper perspective on some of the truths, some of the aspects, some of the topics and themes that were a major focus for us over the last couple of weeks. So now Mercury is walking out of the dark tunnel. That was Scorpio energy. We are now walking towards the light. That is Sagittarius energy. Of course, Sagittarius energy is a fire energy, so we get a little bit of a spark back in our mental plane. Our thinking kind of shifts from that darkness, from, doing a deep dive in the depths of our psyche, or to any topic and theme that we got fixated on, to a little bit more of a desire to open up our minds, to be a little bit more interested in something other than what we've been obsessed over as far as the dark topics and themes go. We want to learn. We want to align with our higher selves. Sagittarius energy is ruled over by Jupiter, which is all about growth and expansion in beliefs. And because everything is super big, super magnified because of Jupiter and Sagittarian energy, we are definitely going to be having some big ideas, some big thoughts. Now, lucky for us, we're coming out of the darkness of that Scorpio energy. And in Sag energy, we are much more optimistic. We are basically renewed in our spirit, in our soul, in our interest, in our faith. We are a little bit more grounded in our beliefs. Why? Because we just had our whole reality shook up. We learned about a lot about ourselves. We learned a lot about the people we surround ourselves with. And now we have a different version of the truth of our reality, of what it is that we want, need, and desire. And we have a lot of thoughts that we need to process. So the good part, I guess, let's say, of the Sag energy is that we're riding high. We are super curious, so we are more positioned to ask questions. And one would say, well, didn't we just do this detective work in Scorpio? Yes, we did. But it was more about the questions within ourselves, what makes us tick, what our fears are, what our desires are. And of course, asking the very deep-seated questions on our relationships as well. Now, in the Sag energy, we want to ask philosophical questions. We want to ask bigger meaning, purposeful questions. We want to kind of seek answers to the great questions of life, if you will. And we are really looking to kind of trigger and activate new interests in our realm. We are opening up our minds again, expansive energy with that Jupiter ruler, really pushing us into a position where we're opening up to new concepts, to new ideas, to new paths, to new directions, to new ways of doing things. Now, what I will say is that the con of this is that everything is big. Everything is the big picture. Everything is the grand picture, which means that we can kind of skim over the details. And of course, the details are very important. And the details to us just aren't as interesting because we prefer to kind of fixate on what the end goal is, what the end dream is, what the big picture is. Now, just keep in the back of your mind that we have to take the big picture, chop it up into smaller pieces, and focus on the details of those smaller pieces in order for us to actually be able to accomplish and bring to life this big vision, this big picture goal. However, right now, we just came out of the depths of the darkness. We have a new lease on life. We see everything in a different hue, a different color scheme than we did before we entered into the dark night of the soul in Scorpio energy, where we essentially transformed our thoughts, our focus, our beliefs. And now we're just, again, riding the wave. And it's not a bad thing. Just know that our ideas will have to be kind of redefined in Capricorn energy. And we will have to kind of focus more on the details that we're likely going to miss once we move into Capricorn energy as well. So this whole energy is a plus. We're going to feel revitalized. We're going to feel like our minds are open, like we feel like we can kind of accomplish anything. We are, when we talk about communication, we're very straightforward. We're very blunt. We're very to the point. It is a cautionary note to use a filter because Sag actually loses that filter. We can hurt some feelings if we're not careful, but the energy is high. It's a fire energy. We just came out of a very deep, dark time. We want to be playful. We want to be fun. We want to be flirty. We want to have, jokes again. We just want to raise our spirits. And the Sag energy is definitely the energy that will do just that.